So I'm at a coffee shop today, and there are these two women sitting beside me, and they're probably like in their mid 20s, and I overheard one of them say like, yeah, he told me that he could really see a future with me, and this is going somewhere, and he could see this going somewhere, and he told me all this, and I just wasn't into him. And then I heard the other girl say, well, yeah, obviously, you have to put yourself first. Like I would always put myself first. This is what I actually heard. I actually heard her say this. And the reason why I'm making this video is so you understand the subconscious ways that you have been emasculated. And the root of it is this right here. Since childhood, you were told to always respect women since you were a little boy. This is what I heard. I grew up in the Midwest. I'm from North Dakota. And as I came home for Christmas, I started to put two and two together with a lot of this stuff of where it comes, of just where a lot of these issues that men are going through or have went through come from. And a lot of times it stems from the relationship that you have as a child, not only with your mother, but ultimately who was around you. So what we have right now is we have a generation of men who were told to always respect women, and we have a generation of women who are told to always put themselves first. Well, what happens when you have that mind or that culture? I would say 90 to 95% of the men are going to turn out to be nice guys who were taught to always respect women. And what you're going to have is 95 or 90 to 95% of women are most likely going to turn out to be narcissistic and self-centered. And what you probably have then is 90 to 95% of women who are constantly optimizing hypergamy and doing what's best for themselves. Well, what's going to happen then? What's going to happen is this: the only guys getting laid, the only guys who are sexually attractive is going to be that 5 to 10% who don't abide by that same narrative, who don't give a shit. Doesn't matter what the teacher told him, doesn't matter what his mom told him. He has the mindset that I don't give a shit. I'm going to say what I want, do what I want, think what I want, and that's that. And if you don't like it, too bad, so sad. Well, guess what happens? That right there is going to be the 5% or the 10% of guys who are getting laid. And that right there, those guys right there, that 5 to 10%, is going to be the men that the 90 to 95% of women sit and bitch about. So 90 to 95% most likely of the women are going to be all complaining about that 5 to 10% of men. Well, what happens then? As the women are sitting complaining then that this is how men act and this is how men behave, what happens is the other 90 to 95% of nice guys hear that same narrative, not realizing that women are only talking about that 5 to 10% of men that act like they don't give a shit. And what happens is the men now attempt to be even more beta, attempt to please even more, attempt to be nicer and nicer and nicer and nicer. You're going to notice all the ways that you were probably emasculated as a kid if you look back on how you were raised. You basically were raised to suppress your true masculine nature of not giving a shit. And it starts at a young age, right? You come out wearing an outfit that you really liked, or that, you picked your clothes, and you picked the clothes that you just wanted to wear because you didn't give a shit. So you picked this top and this pair of pants. And you come out and the first thing your mom says is, go change, that doesn't match. That doesn't match. Do you see how stupid that is? Who gives a shit if it doesn't match? It doesn't match, who cares? Does any of this actually matter? No, but this is what happens is we as men are raised to think that all this little shit matters. I think that you have to look at all the ways you've been subconsciously controlled. And it comes through hyperfixation of minute detail. Go change, that doesn't match. Go put different pants on, those are too big. This is how it starts. Then next thing you know, it's no, don't eat that yet, it's not dinner time. Don't eat that yet, it's not time for dessert. What do you mean you're doing it this way? You're going to be home at 2 o'clock, why didn't you tell me that? And it's question after question until the man just submits to keep mom happy, and submits to make all the women happy. And then pretty soon every single sentence that comes out of his mouth is about keeping the woman happy. It is not until you detach from these micro traumas as a kid or these mindsets that you will actually unlock your true potential in your dating life, because this shit goes way deeper than most dating coaches want to admit. The way you actually show up in your sub-communication as a man has been changed and altered, and it started from childhood. And until you understand that we have a generation of men who have been taught to always respect women, and we have a generation of women who are taught to always put themselves first and never once heard that same narrative to always respect men, this is what you have: absolute dating confusion.